Right. How are we, people? I want to apologise for being late. Right, sorted. Right, what are we doing here? Give me 2 seconds just to get this thing up here. Right, this pile of piss here. Where are we? Right, so I've got that up ready to rock. I just want to say quick thanks to Dan again for this afternoon with helping in the video. If anybody, feel free to check Dan's channel at Crazy Polish Flat Earther. I linked it in the previous video. Now on to this utter bollocks. I'll say hello to everybody in the chat in a wee minute. This non sequitur show. Gav had contacted me to say, this guy, Steve Mcreep, had put a call out for anybody with credentials. Gav had shared with me the emails and said that, he put himself up there to speak to this Steve Mcreep guy. And I just went along with it and says, no problem. At the end of the day, the thing about this is, people, is I'm not interested in going to anybody's platform to try and convince them of anything. Anybody who is titling anything as debate, there's a serious issue with them, okay? Objective science is not a religious idea. It's not one religious idea against another religious idea that you can have a debate. It's not like creationism v evolution. Two, ideas that are being debated. 2 seconds. So, I'll get to that, why I decided I was going to get in the first place. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it the groundwork here. So Gav was arranging these things, and I was just, aye, whatever, no problem. I didn't even know who Non Sequitur Mob is. So on the evening of the supposed event, I go to the channel, and I see on this channel that they've got a picture up, 2 guys in an astronaut suit, and this, cartoon of Gimpanda and Red's rhetoric versus Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Straight away, I'm scratching my head going, what the fuck's going on here? Numerous times we've had interactions with Gimpanda, who is an utter useless moron, reality-denying simpleton. So straight away, and I recorded the side chat before the event started, so I have it all recorded, saying, look, I was no made aware of any of this bullshit. As far as I was aware, we were invited to have a discussion with this guy, Steve Mcreep, who I think professes and thinks he's some sort of fucking high-level intellect or some fucking thing, and he's co-host. So that was my, my image of what was actually going down. But lo and behold, it turns out, no, they've got Gimpanda and Red's Rhetarded. They are 2 faceless morons who are ankle biters for the globe cult, So I don't think Steve was secure in himself. He has to have ankle biters so he feels a bit more protected. So anyway, spoke to Gal about it, expressed how pissed off I was at it and how I wasn't happy about it. But then started to think to myself, well, you know what? I know exactly how it's going to get done. So I'll use the opportunity to go in and just sit, giving them it tight, and calling them whatever I like to call them, because it's not a debate. These people are protecting a religious idea that has a huge monetary value to it. So they're going to have wee lapdogs like fucking Steve Mcreep and his ankle biters to protect it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get in there because I know after it I'll have the opportunity to tear it apart, show the sophistry, show the sleight of hand jabs and stuff that was coming for people like Steve Mcreep. So that's exactly what I got out it. Now, before it started, I entered into it 15 minutes before. You know, they never even acknowledged that I had arrived. So I had piped in and says, look, you know, before we go any further, I'm not even happy about this. Because I've had experience with Gimpanda and he's fucking useless. You know, I was under the impression I was coming here to speak to Steve, blah, 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 blah. So then the Steve guy starts making underhanded, you know, jabs, snidey wee shite bag jabs, you know, the wee sneaky fuckers that think they're fucking clever and think they can throw in wee underhanded jabs and you're not going to be sharp enough to pick it up. So straight away I was picking up on it and just pointing at him and saying, look, you fucking dick, don't try the antics with me, it's not going to fucking wash. Straight away, he's faffing about, trying to silence me before it even went on. And they were quick, let's get it going, let's get it going, let's get it going. So anyway, I was only there to rip the piss out of them. I'm not there to debate. There is no debate. If you're going to somewhere where they're titling it as debate, expect this kind of behaviour because this is all they're interested in. It's like they know they can't win. They know they have been utterly spanked on numerous occasions. So the only opportunity they have is to get a wee group of them, a wee gang, and hope they can get you in and score a point and go, yay, to their wee cronies to make it look like we scored a point. Yay! Whatever gives you thrills, you know, it's not going to change anything. We got up the next day and fuck all's changed, right? So entering into debates is absolutely fucking pointless. Just keep at your own process and interacting with real people at a real level. Never mind these fucking idiots online. They're only there as part of the establishment and to try and, you know, propagate their bullshit. So that's exactly what these motherfuckers are. So basically, you know, in their weak, warped wee mind, it's like, oh, I know, we can't beat this guy, so we'll try and make it look like it's a fair boxing match. But what we're going to do is we're going to tie his hands behind his back, tie him to a post and blindfold him, and then we'll hide behind each other and we'll throw wee jabs and go, yeah, pat each other in the back as if we've achieved something. Just deluded, insecure, irrational, derpy wee morons is all they are. No anybody to be respected. I wouldn't even piss on him if he was in fire. I wouldn't give him a nod in the desert if I had 10 heads. That's how much respect I've got for idiots like this, right? And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to highlight and show you exactly the antics that they use. Okay, so anybody who has this perception of, oh, it's a debate and it's, oh, this had some sort of impact, get that out of your mind altogether. It's had no impact whatsoever. It's an opportunity for them to try and boost morale in their wee, weak, dying globe cult, right? It's just a pathetic display. And as you will see, I'm not there to try and be rational and fair because it's no fair. It's no rational. You don't have an objective scientific debate. You can only have a discussion with rational, open-minded, honest individuals. These people are the total opposite, right? No rational, no honest. Okay? So my whole point of entering into it, as I say, was not to achieve anything other than get the material I needed for this. Okay? So that I can show you the antics that they use. Because some people are just blind to it. Some people miss the sleight of hand wee jabs. I don't. And I'm not shy that when I see it happening, I'm just going to point to it and say, fuck you, cunt. Right? They can't handle that kind of attitude. This attitude of fuck you, I'm going to call it when I see it. They don't want it. This is why they push all this political correctness and trying to shut people down and you know, make laws against you being open and fucking verbal about whatever you see fit. Right? So fuck them. That's what I can say. So again, anybody who was, you know, watching the chat box before it begun would have seen my comments. Anybody who wants them or needs them for anything, I have them recorded. So it's all there. So they were made aware exactly of what my attitude was going to be. And again, you will see there was no there was no pre-talk of a format or how it was going to be laid out. It was just get it started and then we'll just waffle and bombard and mute and to try and make it look whatever way they thought was going to score them some sort of fucking point. Futile. More signs of the death throes of this idiotic cult religion, right? And these motherfuckers are too stupid to even realise it. So, again, it changes absolutely nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. You get up the next day, nothing's changed. People are still aware that the globe's bollocks. So, it's just a wee opportunity for them to try and, out of the numerous spankings they've had over the last 3 years, it's like, oh, we'll tie their hands behind their back, we'll mute them, we'll speak over the top of them, and we'll start claiming some sort of victory. Wait till we see the fucking offerings that we actually got for them. How absurd, how utterly retarded. So, before we go, okay, I'm sure many people with a discerning mind seen how rigged it was. But again, I already knew it was going to be rigged before I even went in, because I was under the impression we were going to speak to Steve Mcreep, who apparently had put out a call to, anybody with any credentials, So that's why Gav, I think, piped up and thought, he was going to get in there for some sort of discussion. But, lo and behold, that wasn't the case. They've organised Gimpanda, Gimpy Panda, and Red's Retarded, ankle biters, faceless morons who are too scared to show themselves because they know they're trying to propagate absolute bullshit in the face of the real common man, right? The enemy. These people are the enemy, right? You can talk about sides and blah, 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 but these people are more than willing to display their utter contempt for real people, right? Fuck them. They get everything that's coming to them if that's what they want to perpetuate. I've got no empathy for that. Got no respect for it. Fuck them. Deserve everything. So, I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to roll a smoke, say hello in the chat, and then we'll go on with it. Right. Gareth Milton, no, it wasn't billed as a discussion, son. You're a fucking absolute spastic. Go and look at the fucking main page. Gimpanda, Red's Retarded, verses. If you're putting verses in there, that's like a dichotomy of one against the other. You utter spastic. Geese peace, son. Another Scotsman who is an utter disgrace to the common man. Right? You need outed, wee sacks. You need outed along with your other wee group of cronies. Remember, I've got every single thing saved from people like you and all the other wee dipshits and their antics. Every one of you is clocked and logged. You're a fucking pathetic moron, son. And you better hope that we never cross paths, you or any of these people. All right? Because facts are facts. It's just a fact. If you behaved like that in front of me, if you behaved like that in front of any real strong man, you would get a slap right across the fucking mouth. And you're no different, son. That's why people like you are wee scared rodents that hide in the undergrowth, because you can't take a slap. You can't get your wee underhanded jabs from the undergrowth, right? When it's face to face. You're too pathetic. You're a wee plastic gimp. Come ahead, you wee gimpy knob. You know where I live. Come and speak to my face. Hurry up. It's not going to happen because you don't have it in you. One man, he's the Texer, John Yamaha, Jones Senoj, Jamie Brown, Yelder Klein, John Anthony, Rock Vibrations, how you doing? Nice wee vid earlier, by the way. Rock. And again, Marshall, and I've seen that Jonah Worms have been putting up great wee short videos that are worth checking out as well. No, Gareth, I don't talk about my son, I walk my talk. No like you, sonny boy. You hide in your wee rich village behind your missus that makes wee bits of jewellery. Right, son? I know all about you, so fuck off. Okay? Bunny Boy Warren, Mr. Fabulous, Mr. Koto 25, Stuart Lundy. Nav Green 216, flat enough. Natalie Key, Chris Hayes, Stationary Plane, Jared Wilkie, Steve Watson, Tony T, Bloody Stickle and Water, how you doing? James Gatoliat, Anders Ace, Pat Mustard, Tony Dixon, Chevs 710, Nicholas Siddy El Capchi, how you doing? P900 Cool Picks, how you doing? Racer FE, Thief Zero, Andy Bothwick, how you doing, bud? Stephen Crumley, P900 Cool Picks, Dale got wrecked. Flatman, Question Reality, The Shot Caller, Colshy Cats, Stuart McKenzie, Jason Mee, Callum Jackson, The London Miner, West Coast Wisdom, how you doing? Martin Leakey, how you doing? Phil McCavity, how you doing? Twitlet, Doc Savage, Execrate 200, how you doing? Tiana Gucci, how you doing? Dyslexic, David Gilbert, Brandon Cook, John Brown, Pat Mustard, Connie Sackwitz, Sovereign Gamer, how you doing? Ross Fallon Miller. 2 seconds, I can't look just now. Aye, we noticed that Gareth's went quiet. That's right, Gareth. I know stuff, son. I don't take any of this lightly, wee man. The trigger you, son. The trigger you. Does your missus make Diamante cock rings because you can't keep it up? Does she? Green people, see this attitude, you have to keep it, you have to nurture it. Fuck you, fucking stand your ground and spit in their fucking face. Anybody who's trying to oppress or bully, intimidate in any way, shape or form, I have a vicious hatred for them, right? A vicious hatred for them. They're not interested in empowering people. They're so weak and pathetic that they depend upon people's ignorance in order to have the upper hand. And I fucking hate that shit. I hate any bully, right? And I will constantly stand up and spit in their fucking wee pathetic face. You have to remember, this fuck you, they'll try and profess that to be anger. Look, how many times have you seen me like this? You know, the anger that they're trying to profess is when you emotionally overwhelmed and you start wrecking the place and losing the plot. It's totally different. It's totally different. It's selective. It's pinpointed at specific aspects, right? That's what you need to do. You need to harness these things and direct them in the right places, okay? So, let's have a wee look. Exactly, man, leaky. You know, people need to be pissed with them. Dale got right, but Dale and Gav would have you, dumb cunts. They would steal a show of him without saying a word. That's why he'll never come in front of me. Because he would piss and shite herself all at the same time, just with a look. Oh, Gareth, son, I don't bully anybody. I don't bully anybody. I sit here on my platform expressing myself whatever way I see fit. People are no, forced into my company. Don't be so fucking pathetic. Again, displaying your utter, weak, insecure bullshit, your wee warped mind and perception. I suggest you get off YouTube. Stop watching the telly. It's warping your idea of reality. That's why you believe in idiotic things like the globe. Because you just can't get away from the screen. Your life's that sad and empty in your wee posh village, milking it off your missus. With too much time in your hands, you're spending too much time at the screen, mate. You need to leave it, right? Start clearing those windows of perception. Smarten up your act a wee bit, right? So, where are we? Right, these are wee second here. So while I'm sharing this, I'm not going to be able to see the chat box, people. So I'm just going to go on with it. Right, here we are. Right. So again, no layout or format, no opportunities to, you know, layout. Hang on a wee second here. Hello? Hello? So no opportunities to lay out, you know, any grounds or what the discussion's going to be about or anything like that. You know, it was just right into it. So, and again, you'll see from the very off that I'm just not interested. I'm only there to fucking rip the pish and call them names. That's what I deserve. See that there? See that wee bit? It says never follow. Yeah, they've got wee lapdogs that follow them about. They run about in wee echo chamber cults. Absolute fucking knob ends.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday so far.
This moron here is just as biased as this moron. You know, when you have a debate, you know, like for an idea, you know, you're meant to have neutrals as your moderator. This smarmy, wee, pathetic, creepy idiot here is just as biased as him. Right? So you've got 4 here, and you've got 2 people that are tied with their hands behind their back, tied to a pole and blindfolded, and these fucking morons think they're something. Wait till we see the absolute nonsense that this idiot gimp boy here and Red's Retarded start coming up with. It's fucking hilarious.
It's going to be interesting. I'm going to forego the usual what we have coming up.
He's going to forego it and come to it because he knows I've already went away to get a drink and I've just gave them an absolute mouthful. You can see it in wee plastic arse's face here. He doesn't know what he got up to because I've just gave him an absolute mouthful and told him he's a pathetic cunt and that his attitude's not going to wash with me, and I certainly ain't going to be browbeaten and made to sit there quiet, you know, because dipshit here's get used to thinking he's a bit of an authority. Well, fuck you, son, you're no authority over me. You might have wee minions that run about that you think you get some sort of sway over, and they might look up to you and lick your fucking baggy ass. But I've got no respect for you. I'm just going to tell you exactly what I think of you, right to your fucking face.
Straight into the conversation.
So they had to rush. They'll try to rush it. No get time. We've got to go in there. In case Dale comes back and starts calling us dicks.
It seems like I don't think the patience will build up from taking 5 minutes to do the what's coming up. So who we have here today with us is Rhetarded, Gimpanda, Gav, and Dale from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. And they're not going to be. Actually, Gav, I'm going to let you say what you just said a second ago.
This is a repetitive pattern that you'll see. They continue to get back to Gav and try and avoid me continually.
So you're not here to defend a model, but you're here to
keep your eyes on Fanny Boys here in the corner. Keep your eyes on him.
So I'll let you explain that position, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. So we're 2 very normal, reasonable people coming here for a discussion about objective reality. We were all born into the claim that we live on a spinning space testicle, and we find these claims absurd after we looked at them very closely. So we are not here.
See, we Fanny Boys here, if you notice, he's trying to influence the onlooker, right? He's continually trying to influence the onlooker. They're meant to be neutral, but he keeps making wee eye movements and wee smirks and stuff like that subtly, right, to try and influence people because he really thinks he's something. He's just a pathetic little fucking moron is all he is.
To defend a model, we don't have a belief in a specific model. We think that what you are claiming, that we're living on a spinning ball, is nonsense, absurd, and infantile. And so we have no model to defend.
Okay, Dale, did you want to?
I have got that out of the way. They have no model to defend. We all agree. No.
Right, so he thinks he's a fucking smart ass here again. He's meant to be a moderator. Absolutely no need for him to say any of that stuff. Gav was asked to, you know, show his position. So was I. Fanny Boys here thinks he's a fucking smart ass, but yet he's only impressing the wee cult members who all think it's a right laugh. oh, they've not got a model. You don't have a fucking model. A model is just a lot of shite. Your model is a plastic fucking toy, sonny boy. A plastic toy, right? Oh, but I could predict when the sun's going to come. Fucking whoop-de-doo. Hold on. So, wee dick breath here in the corner thinks that, you know, because you don't believe in a particular straw man plastic crap, that you should have some other straw man plastic crap to replace it. You know, this warped sense of what science actually is. You know, science for real people is an exploration of their world that they're experiencing. Science is a word that belongs to the individual. It pretty much means to explore, right? That's what it really means. But fanny boys like him and his wee corrupt cronies have tried to, you know, hijack it and use legalese terms to try and word it and rephrase it and give meaning to words and attach it and all this fucking crap. Oh, but theory doesn't mean what you think it means and blah blah de blah blah blah. It's fucking simple. Make claims, demonstrate them. Easy. But Fanny Sacks here works for a religious cult, so he's got to play the game. So he's had to get his wee quip in here to try and impress his wee fucking ankle biters. Doesn't impress me or any fucking anybody else with a decent, discerning mind with a backbone.
Yeah, do you want to add anything onto that before we jump over to the other side?
I don't see the relevance in anybody having to adopt any strawman models. Well, talking about realism, I'm a real person. Born into this, just as Gav said, and it's, you know, this intellectual superiority and this nonsense that people think you must have a model to defend is absolutely preposterous for real people born into this situation. So just as Gav says, the globe is absolute bollocks. Well said, well said.
I'm agreeing with you. Flat Earthers have no model. We're all in agreement.
See, again, look at him. Oh, I'm in agreement with you. He thinks he's fucking some sort of reverse psychologist, some sort of witty intellect. What an absolute pathetic wee dweeby weasel. You're, son, you're just nothing. You don't impress real men. You might impress wee boys. No real men. You're a fucking sad act. That's it. Just a sad cunt.
I don't know how that's an electric
Define
figure.
flat earther, please, Steve. Define flat earther, Steve. Exactly. Look at him. No flapping, right?
I'm not going to define anything, but we agree.
So he's not going to define anything. Again, right away, he's not willing to define the things he's saying. So he's a manipulative little fucking sack sniffer, right? Because if you don't define when you're asked to define certain terms, especially when terms are loaded and they've got so many other connotations and can be interpreted in so many different ways, he's been asked to define it because he said it, okay? But he's not wanting to define it. He's a fucking idiot.
Earthers have no model. Is that a true statement?
Don't attach a straw man to any of this.
That's a true statement. All right.
See?
Okay.
Again, he just thinks he's a fucking smart ass.
Just making sure we're on the same page.
Okay, Rez, would you like to try to establish, I guess, why it is true that we are on a globe Earth?
Simply because observations that literally anybody can do confirm it.
Look, here we go. Moderator. Meant to be non-biased. Moderator. Making a wee smarmy smirk and nodding his head like a fucking wee elf on Santa's stick. Absolute fucking puppet.
I mean, that's basically the first thing. But as far as a little bit going further.
And Red's retarded. Observations anybody can do. I can look through a camera and I can see stuff in the sky, therefore it's a globe.
In depth is because our model has predictive capabilities.
When they say their model has predictive capabilities, what they're actually talking about is a celestial sphere. That means there's repetitive patterns in the sky and they can predict when certain things are going to happen. Oh, fucking whoop-de-fucking do. You don't have anything measurable in regards to the Earth's dimensions. You don't have any practical demonstrations of substance to back up the absurd, ludicrous claims of simple things like bending water, like this, or opposing pressures side by side without any equilibrium happening. So he's an idiot.
Capabilities that have been tried, true, and tested and have shown to be correct, which is why we were
Now,
able.
to the unsuspecting mind, that would sound really impressive, but it's just fucking hogwash. It pretty much is just rhetoric, right? Trying to give this impression of intellectual superiority that they've got some amazing model with predictive capabilities. We can all say, aye, right, the sun's going to be up at fucking 7 in the morning, yeah. Right, now that star's going to be in that position, right, smashing, brilliant. So fucking what? What do you do? You can see me already, face palming.
To predict.
I'm just sitting here waiting for an opportunity to start calling them dick sniffers. That's all I deserve.
The solar eclipse for, I don't know, like, what was it, like 200 years before it actually happened, you know, shit like that. So
again, to the unsuspecting mind, trying to have, you know, beat them into some sort of submission because he's, you know, grasping at straws about things that 200 years ago. And 200 years ago, we knew when a lunar eclipse it's going to happen, and that means we're a big superior, you know, fucking intellect. Not Disney, son. You're an idiot.
I guess if the
again, keep your eyes on fucking Fanny Twat here. He continually makes wee smirky fucking, you know, mouth gestures and nods his head like, as if somebody's got their fist right up his arse, grasping onto that wee tiny bit of spine just below his fucking skull and nodding his head. Right? That's what's going on here.
Is complete bollocks, then I guess we would need a pretty damn good explanation on why that bollocks has been pretty fucking accurate in predicting a lot of shit.
Well, it's bollocks, son, because you keep saying it can predict a lot of shit. It can predict what's happening in the sky. That's all you've got, wee man. That is it. Again, none of us are interested in what goes on in the sky. We live here on Earth. We're no space cadets wired to the fucking moon. Okay? Like you. Right? We're interested in our actual reality, the reality that we can actually explore and what we can ascertain and find out to be true. That's what we're interested in.
It has happened in the future.
Okay, I'll answer that. Okay, prediction patterns in the sky.
Let's go next.
Ones that I believe. Yeah.
No, see, again, here, he's as if he's trying to take the non-biased, sitting back, putting his hand up, hand gestures, Fanny, I'm not taking any of your push, my man. Sorry.
Organized, a little bit. Try to be organized. Yeah, we got to.
And again, you'll notice that their mics are always elevated above ours. You know, that includes Gimpanda and Rhetarded. And what I've just basically says to him is when there's a gap or whatever, I'm just going to speak whenever I like. No format was agreed upon. Nothing was laid out. So fuck them. I'm not going to sit there bending to their wee fucking rules. You can go and get fucked.
We'll moderate. Yeah, we'll moderate here.
No, you don't moderate, son. You're a biased idiot. A religious cultist is what you're. A cog in a machine. You're not even your own being. You're just a fucking useless idiot.
We got this covered, but let Gimpanda introduce himself first, okay? I mean,
Jim. And then we'll let Jim on.
Well, I would just say that I think it's a not veiled attempt to avoid any burden of proof. Gavin and Dell constantly claim that the Earth is flat. Dell constantly makes the claim that the atmosphere must be contained. So I believe that they do have a model. It's not very fleshed out, but they have a model.
And again, this wee Fanny Sacks doesn't even know anything about us. And he's agreeing with Gimp Boy here. Gimp Boy here has been told numerous times. Gimp Boy here knows exactly our position, but he's so desperate to try and fashion some sort of model, right, to get us to represent it, because that's what they require. They know they're not going to get it. So as we go on, they resort even more to underhanded tactics.
All right. Their model is that the Earth is flat and it's contained. I mean, do you disagree with that?
Jim, should I, for point of clarification, should I rephrase that as to date, they have no work?
So it's meant to be these idiots representing themselves, like me and Gav are here representing ourselves as individuals, but we Fanny boys here, you know, must be some sort of ringleader that these bow to. You know, Gimpanda and Rhetarded must bow to this plastic twat. That shows you how weak these fucking morons are if they're bound to fucking knob cheese here.
Working model.
Right. Fine.
Okay.
That's good.
I'll go with that. Sure. They have no working model. Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Was it my turn? Can I speak?
Well, I mean, would you agree with what I'm saying?
Is it my turn? Shut up. See, again, you'll notice, you know, it's only me and Jeremy still want to go in, but they don't interrupt him.
Hold on, Gimpanda.
Oh, sorry, he did.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Dale.
Repetitive patterns in the sky, anything in the sky that gives you absolutely zero measurement of the Earth's dimensions that you're standing upon. Absolute lunacy. Inferring that how do we create pressure? We go to physics, we go to actual substance-based tangible reality. How do we create pressure? We need a containment. What happens to pressure next to a non-pressurized environment? They equilibrate 100% of the time. Demonstrable fact of everyday existence.
And yet, if you climb a mountain, you have lower air pressure.
There's less mass. So be, Jeremy. So no, I've responded instantly here to why there's you know, less pressure as you got, because there's less mass. Air and gas is massed here. Okay? And I don't even get the opportunity, as you'll see in a minute, to express it. So he's been answered. This wouldn't have had to go in for an hour a day showing utter garbage about fucking fireworks in the sky. They don't offer the practical demonstrations, but I'll save it. We'll let them continue.
Why isn't air rushing up a mountain?
He's been answered.
But you said that it would equilibrate. Why doesn't it equilibrate here on Earth?
See, again, Gimpanda, it needs his ears cleaned out. It's not that he needs his ears cleaned out. He's avoiding. He knows exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about science, the scientific method, and objective reality. Now, what I've just stated is a fundamental fact of our existence. Okay, so he knows the claim. The claim is that we're on this potato rock here, and it's pressurized. There's gas all surrounding it, and this out here has zero pressure. There is no pressure out here. It's a vacuum, right? So in order for these to coexist next to each other, the Earth, even if it was a sphere and a vacuum, would need some sort of barrier around it, some solid type structure or whatever, in order to keep the two of them separated. So it wouldn't matter if it was water out here, you know, less pressure, more pressure, whatever it is. If it's a different medium from this medium, they have to be solidly separated. Fact again. Go to simple physics, go to any physics, go to any demonstration, and you will understand that. What are you talking about? Where?
Why is there a pressure gradient? Why is there a pressure gradient on Earth? If all pressure, you've just said.
So again, he's saying it and he's asking me a question while I'm trying to respond. He keeps talking over the top, acting like a fucking smarmy, you know, petulant little fucking child. And Dick Sniffer here is just sitting intently with that smug cheesy in his face, like his wee arse bandit pal is getting a point scored. Oh, fucking wonderful. No moderation happening here whatsoever.
You just said all pressure equilibrates 100% of the...
See, again, you know, misrepresenting what I say is he had just said, I said, all pressure equilibrates. No, didn't he? If you have varying pressures, two opposed pressures especially, if you have high pressure and low pressure, you put them next to each other, they're going to equilibrate. Okay? They're going to find their equilibrium. That's a fact.
The time. And yet we live in a situation where it clearly does not.
No, didn't they? Plus, and again, these moderators heard clearly what was said, and we smarmy prick here in the corner knows it. Hey, what I say?
Okay, what did you say?
A pressurized environment coexisting next to a non-pressurized environment with no solid separation, both opposing pressures will equilibrate.
Well, they aren't opposing pressures, but...
So I would ask the question, just very...
Go ahead.
Sorry, I would just like to ask the question, if you deny that reality, are you people actually denying this life, that two opposing pressure systems will equilibrate without a solid separation? Is that really what you are telling us?
Yes.
Everything that we...
Right, so right there and then, you heard a yes. So they are reality deniers. There it is, plain and simple. So as soon as he said that, that's me. That's all I need. Right now, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to start calling them idiots.
Realize and see and experience in our lived daily life, without which we could not function. You are actually denying that. Is that correct? You're reality deniers.
Gimpanda?
We look at concern and Steve. Oh, no, you're not going to have anything to say. Quick, we better come up with some sophistry and try and twist the whole thing. Oh no! What's just been stated by me and Gav is an absolute fact of everybody's life. These dick sniffers are showing that they are reality deniers.
Jim, is he still there? Did we lose Jim?
Aye, he's still there. He's just panicking.
Red,
Yeah,
did you hear the question?
Any one of you, you can all answer. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Sure.
If I show you something in reality that shows you to be full of shit, would you believe it?
Yeah, if you can demonstrate something practically to me, yes.
All right, perfect.
Can you do that?
Steve, I've never used this incredibly messed up format that you.
This is where it starts to get good. Right, so remember what we've asked for here. Remember the claim, right? What the claim actually is on their globe nonsense, right? So we've pointed out that that single claim alone is absolutely preposterous when it's matched up to everyday practical reality. So this is Red's retarded, about to express his retardedness, the depths of his retardedness, with no shame whatsoever. You know, this is why they hide face. The only way that Red's retarded could offer up such an idiotic example here is because his face is hidden, because he certainly wouldn't be doing that if he was showing face. Steve here's the moron with his face who's going to sit and nod in acceptance with what Red's retarded says. Steve's an absolute fucking idiot.
You're using. Can you please tell me how to screen share?
Dave will, our producer.
Sorry, that's not going to work. Sorry, you need to demonstrate practically with substances to me. Sorry, that is showing me a video.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's.
See, the thing about it is, if Red's retarded actually offered some sort of scientific demonstration of the point that was just made, and he referenced a video, then you know that video would be accepted and looked at, and then you know what me or Gav would do would be to actually recreate this, you know, demonstration. But what he's about to show you here is, you know, a firework in our environment, and he's going to try and fob that off as, you know, the two opposed pressures. I mean, it's fucking baffling how idiotic and retarded these people actually are, and the people who are watching it and following this wee cult, these cult antics, are fucking absolute lunatics.
That doesn't work.
Gav, Gav, you can't just say it doesn't work.
Do you think Gav's realising here? I've not spoke to Gav, to be honest with you. But Gav's laughing at the preposterous nonsense here. And again, look at wee smarmy dick sniffer here in the corner. I don't know if every 20 seconds or so somebody's fucking tickling his wee rectum or something and he's getting a wee frill. Maybe it's Jem who's sitting down here under the table with his big fucking long tongue right up his cake.
Or even seeing it. That's called being closed-minded. Now, if you want to go ahead and broadcast your intellectual dishonesty to everyone, be my guest, but I'm trying to show you evidence that you are...
See, Red's retarded's like a wee jumped up fucking bully victim or something that thinks he can just... If you want to show your intellectual dishonesty, he's not even hearing anything that Gav's got to say. He's just waffling on.
Are asking for. So I'm going to ask you again. Would you like to see the evidence I have at my disposal?
Okay, I would like to see it.
Shit?
All right, and by the way,
of course Steve would like to see it because Steve's his wee bum chum.
we'll extend the same courtesy if they want. Yeah, hang on. We'll extend the same courtesy to you guys. If you want to show something, that's fine as well. To screen share, what you're going to do?
He's talking about courtesy. The dick didn't even have the courtesy to say hello, introduce himself. You know, lay out a format, see if it was accepted, none of that stuff. So he's not got any courtesy knob end here. He's just saying all this for the fucking camera.
Do is go down the bottom, over the mouse over where it has the disconnect, camera, and microphone. The fourth one over is screen share, I believe. Is that right, David?
The little square thing.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
Is it okay if I just respond to that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, you go there.
Sure. I guess so. There's not much to respond to. He hasn't shown me yet.
I haven't shown you yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to screen share.
No. I think what somebody was missing here is that when we say natural science, then we mean demonstrate practically with substances. We don't mean showing videos. Can you show that happening with demonstrably, practically with substances? That's what we want to see.
Yes,
To be able to do.
He's just said, yeah. Apparently he's not seen the video, right?
For myself.
Yeah,
And not showing me a video is not going to help. Showing me
So
a video
you were
is not gonna help.
expecting to get live science experiments performed in front of you on webcam. Is that what you were expecting?
But that wasn't even funny. There was absolutely nothing funny in any of that. He's just had to add that laugh in to try and, back up Gimpanda's desperate attempt at some sort of ridicule, as if they're trying to paint us in a certain light. To who? To who? Your wee fucking echo chamber? It's not going to work. So Fanny Sacks here has had to put in this desperately fake laugh in order to try and give some sway to Gimpanda's nonsense.
Acting from this debate.
No.
Look, it went straight back to a straight face again, his wee stupid smirk.
No, don't be.
So again,
what do you mean? What
if I was
do you
able to
mean
just-
by practically demonstrate? What does that mean?
This is
I
exactly
just
what
want
I'm
to
trying
be
to say.
clear.
What I'm trying to show here is something that has been demonstrated. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a fucking video of it.
On you go.
Camden's.
All right, so Dave, is this something we can show?
I got it.
So Red's Retarded's referenced, how can I show you a practical demonstration if you haven't even watched the video yet? So what Red's Retarded's about to show here is something that he never even took part in. He's never even took part in it. He's just standing there with a camera watching a firework, right? And Red's Retarded's referencing this as some sort of rebuttal or demonstration to the points that we've actually just made.
Okay, fine. Yes, I guess I can go ahead and share a link to video. I would prefer next time this be on Hangout so I can actually screen share this shit, but okay, fine, whatever. Oh, God.
And while he's doing that, Jim, do you want to explain how a pressure gradient works from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration? Because I don't think he understands how you have differential pressures across.
See again, smarmy ass here trying to take some sort of high ground. I don't think he understands. We understand exactly how they work, sonny boy. We're hands-on practical people. We are rational, logical, reasoning mind that can grasp actual reality. Hands-on tools, practical demonstrations, easy peasy, right? So this is why I'm piping in at wee Fanny Sacks here, because he continually tries this underhanded bullshit, right? Like he's trying to undermine you in some way, as if you're beneath him and that you need his help to understand things. Fuck up, sniffer. Steve, see your loaded actions, Steve. They're just annoying me. All right, we understand a pressure gradient. The question is how do you create pressure in the first place? How do you maintain pressure, and how does it act next to a negative pressure system? So don't tell us we don't understand a pressure gradient. Don't put words in our mouth and speak for us.
So this is
what I'm talking about. When you see these things, don't hold back. Don't let anybody, try and subtly bully you into, doubting your insanity. Is it a pathetic wee attempt at a form of gaslighting here, right? And again, I see it instantly, and I do it in my life continually. When I see idiots behaving like that, I'm not going to sit by. I'm just going to fucking tell them exactly what I think of.
I understand it, so I don't understand why you're asking for it then, but that's fine.
Well, no, he's saying, listen to his words here. Well, you don't understand it because I don't understand why you're asking for it. It's because the claim's fucking absurd, idiot. That's why. It's you, which again, you're no representing. We're asking specifically, focused on the actual claim of your cult religion. So you're no demonstrating it. Do you know how it works?
Okay.
You deny
Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and say this. Hang on, guys, before you all jump down there.
See, so it's all right for him to pipe in when I'm directing something at him, no response, because he can't engage because he's a fucking useless cunt.
Everyone else's throat. I went ahead and sent you the link, Steve. If you can tell whoever is in the show to fast forward to 3 minutes and 15 seconds and screen share, that would be fucking fantastic.
I'm getting it to our wonderful producer now. 1 second. 3 minutes and
Yeah, I think this is a.
Here I'm having to try hard. I know I need more material, so I'm trying hard. I'm just getting annoyed. You know, I'm just wanting to hit that button and get off because I've got no time for them. Again, I'm not here to debate with anybody. I'm not interested in debates. It can only be a rational discussion and demonstrations of people's claims. That's it. There shouldn't be any arguments or heatedness or talking over the top of each other. It should just be calm, rational. Here, this is what I found in reality. Here's my demonstration of it. You can repeat that, and then we can accept that that's part of your reality. That's how it works. That's how the process should work in a mature, scientific, intellectual, honest capacity.
A good opportunity while he's setting that up, Gap, to so that people know where you're coming from. You kind of gave us what your credentials were before we started, so I think that'd be a good thing to kind of put out there so people understand that you have that in your.
Because before it started, again, as I'd said, I had expressed my contempt and my annoyance at the way, this was being portrayed, and then to bring out these two fucking faceless mongs. And at the same time, Gav's come in and done the same. So I'll just let it go.
In your corner. So you can kind of talk about what you.
Yeah, I can do that. So I just want to be very clear that I don't think that people need credentials to be able to discern what objective reality is. So I just want to put that up there up front. I responded, or I requested over the YouTube video because Steve Mcreep asked for flat earthers who had credentials. Now, I don't believe that's necessary to discuss the flat earth, but I do have credentials. I studied mathematics and physics, majored in both. I have an honours degree from Glasgow University. I'm here because
you're a bachelor's equivalence. Is that what it is? A bachelor's equivalence, not a master's, but a bachelor's. Okay.
Yeah.
So Steve again here thinks that he's pointing out. You see with the hand gestures, one's lower, one's higher, as if he's trying to imply that it has any significance whatsoever when it doesn't.
Yeah.
So here, you need to look out for these subtleties with people. This is incorporated into what's known as NLP, right? And it's used repetitively, in mainstream propaganda, politicians, dick sniffers like him, manipulators, basically, people who are trying to prey upon others in their ignorance, right? And they think they've got the upper hand. They're no smart, because if they had an equal playing field, dicks like him just wouldn't even rise to the surface. They would be kept under until they fucking drowned. Again, here under a false premise. Here under a false premise, because.
Yeah, I think we just like to explain that.
I haven't even gotten to my first piece of evidence, and already we're crying foul. What did you say, Guy Manning Show? 3 minutes, 15 seconds, please, and let me know when it's actually playing.
And go ahead, Gav or Dale, if you wanted to address that.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and ask a question first. Okay, Gav, question for you.
Because Rhetarded's fucking shit fear to me. Right.
If I had a vacuum chamber, and let's say I had a small packet of gas, if I cracked that packet of gas open in the vacuum chamber, the packet of gas would expand rapidly into the vacuum.
Yes, exactly, Rhetarded. That's exactly what would happen. That is reality. A vacuum chamber and a wee packet of gas inside it, and if you burst it, it would instantly rush in and find its equilibrium within the space. That's exactly what would happen. So why did you not just offer up a practical demonstration like that? What you're about to show is a false equivalence. Absolutely nothing like what we've just discussed.
Is that correct?
In a contained vacuum, yes.
Yeah, if I had a vacuum chamber, so chamber, we bring it down to vacuum, as much of a vacuum, we have a packet, like some sort of containment for gas, and we just break it open. That gas will expand rapidly in all directions to fill the void, correct?
Yep, Red's retarded yet again. Now you're grasping your actual reality that you're living in, son.
To fill the vacuum chamber, yes.
All right, perfect. We're in agreement so far. So at this point, if you have the video up, if you can please play that, that would be great. And then let me know when it's playing. There we go. What we're seeing here is the Atlas 5551.
Translated, a firework in our atmosphere, in our gaseous, pressurized environment. We're looking at a firework.
As it's doing a rocket launch, it's doing what's known as a luminosity transfer.
See, he said to go all fancy in order to try and get some sway. You could have just shown a plane with a trail coming out the back of it, and it would have showed the exact same fucking thing. Again, false equivalence. We're not talking about how it behaves in our gaseous environment. We're talking about a non-gaseous environment, a vacuum, coexisting next to a pressurized gaseous environment. No, oh, I'm going to show a firework within the pressurized gaseous environment and try and claim some sort of victory with my false equivalence because I'm a retarded moron.
For now in the sunshine. So what you see here is the gases being expelled out of the back of the rocket. Now, the one thing that you're going to notice here is that as the rocket gains more and more altitude, the gases are going to expand wider and wider and wider. Can you skip ahead by 1 minute?
Again, you can watch that with an aircraft, an aeroplane, an airliner. Watch what happens when it comes out the back. It comes out as a wee thin spray, and then it gets wider and wider and wider.
You will see here that as the rocket gets further and further, the gases are expanding more and more and more. So
straight away, you know, so far, people with any kind of fucking rational discerning mind would be realising that this moron is exactly that, a retarded moron. Plain and simple.
We'll go ahead and discuss the mechanism of exactly how this is working in a moment, but this is showing evidence that there is a pressure gradient at work here. This pressure gradient is showing that as the rocket gets higher and higher and higher, the air that is surrounding it is getting thinner and thinner and thinner until the gases being expelled out of the rocket are so fucking wide you can't see it anymore. So basically what this is showing is that what we are seeing and what Gimpanda was showing, that's Mika right there, main engine cutoff.
Oh, Mika, it's Mika right there. I'm a good little cult disciple. I have all the buzzwords and fancy phrases for my Star Wars fantasy. Yeah, Miko, main engine cutoff. Fucking absolute useless wee clown.
What Gimpanda was saying about there being pressure gradients, this is demonstrable evidence from reality that you would...
Again, you hear them continue this about pressure gradients, right? Again, I've answered it long ago. The reason that the pressure gets less and less, and as I try to explain to them with a body of liquid, you know, to give them an example, you know, the more mass that there is above you, the more pressure there's going to be. That's a simple task that anybody can verify for themselves. You know, doesn't matter if it's liquid, gas, whatever. Go and get a fucking set of scales. Why does the fucking scale increase? Oh, that's right, that's because I'm putting more pressure on it. Fucking morons, right? So when there's more mass above, there's more pressure. As you move upwards, there's less pressure because there's less above you.
Would be able to see yourself if you bought...
So in a body of water, you enter into that body of water, there is no less liquid in a cubic square foot of that water at the top than there is at the bottom, even if it's a mile deep, right? There's the same amount of liquids there. The pressure increases is because the further down you go, there's more mass on top of you, pushing down, increasing the pressure, which is why when you swim down or go up, your ears will pop, depending.
Bought a plane ticket to Cape Canaveral, Florida sometime. By the way, this was filmed with...
All right, let's all buy tickets to go to Cape Canaveral, Florida and watch fireworks. No, mate, I can get down to St. James's Park here around the corner, save myself a fortune and watch fireworks on the 5th of November. Much cheaper, right?
Icon P900, the flat earther camera of choice.
And again, trying these fucking propagandist nonsense, you know, throwing in a wee quip there as if you can use the flat earthers, again, undefined term of flat earther, you can use the flat earthers weapon of choice. Okay,
very quickly, people asking, real quickly, I'm the moderator. I'm the moderator.
See, here's Steve Mcreep. I'm the moderator. Fuck you, Steve. I'm just going to keep talking anyway, you fucking idiot. You know, he's showing the video and we're not allowed to respond as it's happening. So we've got fucking authoritarian, controlling, manipulative, insecure knobends trying to stop us from speaking.
Moderator, and when we decided when we started this, when Kyler and I moderate, everybody be quiet. So
We decided, Nene has agreed to any of that. There was no laying out of format, Steve, you fucking fandan. That's why you're stumbling when you're saying it now, because you know you never laid out any format, because you're a fucking moron.
don't talk over real quickly because this is pertinent. Can you please tell the audience what pressure is, because they're asking for it? So right.
So Steve's meant to be a moderator, and now he's listening to what the audience wants. The audience has got fuck all to do with this, right?
Have a conversation if they don't know what you're talking about. Can you give them a definition for pressure, please?
We made a point on how we go to physics, and we're told we live in a pressurised environment. Again, I'm trying to bring it back to the point. They're not wanting to let me bring it back to the point because they know they've just made an absolute cunt of themselves. That's coexisting next to a vacuous, empty space, negative pressure, zero pressure. Now, Mr. Red's rhetoric here has just showed a video of a supposed rocket in a pressurised environment and explained how there's a pressure gradient in the gases, which we understand. We're quite clearly.
What is pressure?
See, again, Fanny Boss interrupting me, no allowing me to lay out my point, showing again his corrupt bias. We religious boy here.
People are asking you, what is pressure?
Right, and I'm not going to bend to it. I'm not going to bend to his will. Fuck him. I'm just going to continue on. Steve, listen. The claim of the globe.
I am listening. We're asking you a question.
What no listening. The claim of the globe. I'm responding to the.
I'm not asking about the claim. I'm not asking about the claim. Can you?
Well, that's what we're responding to, Fanny Sacks. You're just trying to control the conversation, and I'm not allowing it, and you don't like it. Right, because I'm not going to be bullied by you. You're not strong enough, moron. You shouldn't be trying to bully people anyway. It's because you've not got the capacity to come to a level and have actual discussions with them. You've just not got it in you, wee man. That's why you're in the position you're. You've probably been profiled to fulfill this position.
Tell us what pressure is, yes or no. If not, ask somebody else. Okay, he doesn't know. Yes, that's the question.
These fucking morons are just flying deceptive pieces of shit. They're not here for honest discourse.
Del doesn't know what pressure is. Okay, we're not Del.
See again, notice the increase of the mic level here. And when he speaks, I'm getting cut out continually. So again, I'm just displaying that I'm not going to be bent to his fucking will. Fuck him. I see right through him.
Del, when I told you before, Del, yeah, listen to us carefully.
Again, display an example of how you should treat people like him. That's all they deserve. Contempt. Spit in his fucking face. He's a corrupt wee dick.
Del, we told you.
Hold on. Reds, so that everybody in the live chat.
Now I'm muted. Look.
Has an answer. Dale, it wasn't to you, Dale. It was just a general question. So, Reds,
look at you, daft cunt. You're talking and nobody can hear you.
What pressure is, so that we can then have Dale respond to the video that he just saw.
Pressure is a force that is applied perpendicular to a surface.
Okay. So it is a
gas pressure is equal in the container. All walls of the container equally, right? What he's just described is like stepping on scales, right? Like standing on a scale like a flat piece of fucking material, right?
Orthogonal force or unit volume.
We're talking about gases here.
Or unit area.
Now we're going to go to Dale. Now we're going to go to Dale to respond to the video that we saw, and then we'll let Gas respond after Dale. So Dale.
So if it was relevant, I would answer the question about what pressure is in his exactly, because it's irrelevant. That's why I'm not answering the question, because I'm not going to let him dictate the way it goes. Explain, pushing equally in every direction, or a container. So that's exactly the point. So we asked about pressure, we're told we live in pressure. We go to physics, how do we create pressure? How do we understand pressure? We need a container. How do we create a vacuum? We need a container. What happens when we put the two of those together and remove the container to have equilibrium? Now, what he's just demonstrated is in no way, shape or form a response to the point that we made.
I'm sorry that you don't see how it is a response. I can go ahead and correct you on that if you're actually willing to hear it.
Yeah, just showing his blatant dishonesty. He knows again it's been laid out for him exactly what his belief is, what the claim is from his religious cult, and he's again going to keep resorting back to a false equivalence of a fucking firework in our gaseous, pressurized environment.
Okay, we're gonna get there, Reg. Just let Gav let
Yeah,
Gav respond.
try your best.
Okay.
There, so Gav.
Yeah, so pressure, a definition of pressure would also be to coerce. So I don't like this badgering questions either and showing false equivalencies in videos and pictures. So can you please ask?
Exactly. It's a false equivalence. They don't even address that it's a false equivalence. That's exactly what it is.
Or respond properly to the question.
Stop butting in, Steve. I see, look. Does he like it? Because I'm not going to put up with your shite, Steve. You're a hypocritical wee sack sniffer, son. And I'm just not going to tolerate you. As soon as Gav tries to speak, he's fucking butting in. Because he needs to try and control it.
Okay, first of all, I'm allowed to butt in because I'm the fucking moderator.
Oh, hey, trigger.
Dale, as much as I want a dumpster fire, I'm not going to let you walk on me, Dale. It's not going to happen. It will not happen. You want to have a conversation, we're going to have a conversation.
See, he's trying to reverse it. I'm not going to let you walk on me. No, it's because he knows what I'm displaying is that I'm not going to allow him to walk on me. And he doesn't fucking like it. So now he resorts to acting like the victim. Right? Typical display of these characters' behaviours. And you look at his hand gesture, you know, as if trying to be forceful with his NLP tactics. You're a fucking gimp.
You will not walk at me, Dale. Do you understand?
Look, I'm gonna start muting everybody. That's everybody.
Whoa, we're on a power trip. I'm going to start muting everybody because I'm so powerful I can press a plastic button.
Personal, whatever's going on between you two, let's just chill it out and don't respond to each other.
I asked him a question. He goes into Roy rage.
Oh, again, look, making accusations. Again, trying to character assassinate. Not once have I done any of that to him. I'm telling him directly what I think of him for his behaviour. No underhanded tactics of trying to point and make suggestions about what I do in my private life.
Okay, we're gonna go to Reds to respond.
Exactly, well said, mate. Fucking shut up, you know, Ben.
Okay, Reds.
Yes, thank you. All right. How do we create pressure? Pressure is just because there is a weight of air around us. As you get further and further and further up, there's less and less air above you. And that means since there's less and less air above you, it's naturally going to weigh less. That means the higher up you go, you have less atmospheric pressure. The claim being that we need a container was just debunked by this video.
Right, so you've just heard him admitting exactly everything that I just says to him about why there's less pressure as you got, because there's less mass bearing down on top of you, right? And then claiming that he's just demonstrated the claim, right, by showing a fucking firework.
I shot of a rocket. And by the way, this wasn't something that I got secondhand. This was a rocket I filmed myself at Cape.
Again, trying to twist people's perceptions as if he's saying, because I filmed it myself. No, you know, it's a false equivalence. Just constant tactics to try and lend credence and sway to his fucking rhetorical bullshit and false equivalence. Fallacious nonsense.
Canaveral, Florida, back in 2015, and you could see something like this. Okay, just interrupt me too. Listen, I understand the listen. I understand having evidence. Listen, I understand having evidence shut.
See if they're respectful, and anybody that knows me, when people are respectful and mannered and rational and calm and can discuss things evenly and on a par, that's what they get back. But see, when I've got Dick Sliss in front of me, this is what you get.
Up your ass sideways is painful, but please take it like a fucking man. So with that, I'm saying this.
See, I'm muted here, and he just says, "Oh, my proof been shoved up your ass sideways." What proof, mate? You're showing a firework in our atmosphere.
is that when you actually see this rocket go higher and higher and higher, you're seeing a demonstration about what Gab just admitted would happen in low atmospheric pressure, i.e. vacuum. He said that gases would expand outward evenly. Thank you very much for interrupting me again.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for interrupting me.
Yeah, everybody. If people can't hear your sides, if you're
I'm still muted.
wanting to make an argument for that the globe Earth is ridiculous, at least wait until everybody's finished talking so that the people out there can hear your side.
See, he's directing that at us, but these fuckers continually do it. Continually do it. Again, you're just a wee biased prick. You're in this wee circle jerk. Here, sonny boy, you're just as fucking weak as the rest of them. Alright, wee sacks. You get see right through as well. You're nothing.
Side of the argument. If your true intention is wanting to disprove that, just wait until everybody gets done, and then we're going to give you as much time as you need to explain your side as well. I promise you that.
No, he's making false promises, because that's not what happens. I'm continually muted, and they're allowed to speak whenever they fucking want.
But everybody out there can understand. Just relax a little bit. All right, Red's finished, and then we're going to go and let them respond to what you're saying now.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's try this one more time. As Gab just said, gases in a vacuum will expand outward rapidly. What we saw here was a rocket having its gases illuminated by the sun, expanding rapidly, more and more so as got higher and higher and higher. This shows a decreasing atmospheric pressure as altitude is increased. And guess what? Since the rocket didn't blow up when it hit anything, I guess that means there wasn't anything there to decrease the atmospheric pressure other than the weight of the air itself and the fact that there was less of it. So with that being said, given that you can see this in reality, objective reality, remember, that's what we're dealing with here, and I was able to film this in objective reality, and the fact that you can see this in objective reality, please tell me how you're now going to disagree with objective reality. Go.
He says it with gusto as if he's made a valid point, right? And using buzzwords, objective reality, objective reality. You're showing a firework, son, up in the sky. That's it. It's nothing. It's pathetic. A vacuum? Was that in a vacuum? Was that video you showing us something in a vacuum?
Yeah, that video I showed you was something going into vacuum.
Prove it.
Okay. Can you please play the video again?
So, Fanny Boy's here, you know, is videoing a firework in the sky, right, and claiming that this is equivalent to the point that's just been raised to him, you know, and he's still professing, and as I've just pointed out, is this a demonstration of something in a vacuum? Aye, yes, was his response, and he's now going to get back to the very same video, showing the exact same fucking thing. It's just a fucking, it's like he's a mental institution patient that doesn't hear anything apart from the delusional nonsense that's going on in his mind, and disregards everything in the external world and anything that Andy says to him, and just goes into repeat, banging his head off a wall like a total lost retard. Please. I think they need to up his medication.
Bring up the video one more time and bring it up to 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Or not 3 minutes, 3 minutes 45 seconds, around there. There you go. Okay, so here you see the
same thing yet again. I can watch that with aeroplanes going above me every fucking day. Proves nothing, son.
Gas expanding at one rate. Fast forward to around 4 minutes 30. Now you see it expanding at a different rate. Exactly what we would expect in a vacuum. Proof given. Now, what is your counter to this?
Exactly what we would expect to see in a vacuum, although we're not seeing anything in a vacuum here. We're seeing absolutely fuck all today with any vacuums whatsoever. No practical demonstrations to back up the absurd lunatic claims. We're getting a firework in the fucking sky, and arsewipe here. I don't even know what he's trying to say. It's just, it's a level of mental illness that I just don't even have words for.
Away in shite. It's so preposterous.
You have 30 seconds.
Let us speak. Let us speak. Right. Resulting to videos that you're just looking at something in the fucking sky. There's no scientific measurable proof of anything, son. We're asking you to demonstrate practically how gases are pressurized and what the relationship is in regards to a non-pressurized environment. Practically demonstrate. Don't just fucking show us a video of some wee thing in the sky and then say, ta-da, there's my claim proved. They're just waffling utter garbage, son.
Yeah, absolute nonsense.
Yep, it is absolute nonsense. Total nonsense. Right? They're only dependent upon their wee circle jerk of fucking other globe disciples. It's basically damage control. They're desperately trying to keep other disciples in the pen. That's all that this is about. A desperate attempt. More signs of the death throes of a dying religious cult. Dead already in my mind. Right? It's just inevitable that it's going to keep going and eventually it'll just become fucking obvious to everybody.
Can I ask-
And once that happens, fanny sacks like him are going to need to keep hiding. And him. But these two dicks, they've no showing face. That's a bonus for them.
Well, why is it nonsense? I mean,
Why is it nonsense, Steve? You've just been told why it's nonsense, son. It's a false equivalence. You know exactly what we've asked for. I know you're having to scratch your head and hide your eyes because you don't know what to do.
What I want to know is what is meant by practical demonstration.
Oh, here we go with Gem. Gimpanda. What I want to know is what you mean by practical demonstration. Well, Gimpanda, see when you learn to get yourself off and you're ramming cucumbers up your ass, right? That's a practical demonstration of one substance, a solid-bodied object, getting into your hoop, right? So that's a practical demonstration. You know how reality has tangible, solid stuffs in it. And when we make claims to each other, we can demonstrate the claims which represent the claims we're actually making. That's what we mean. I don't know why it's so difficult for you to grasp that. You seem to have an aversion to this practical demonstration thing because you know it's detrimental to your fantasy. Because fantasies don't have practical demonstrations. The only demonstrations a fantasy have is the idiots that represent it. That's it. It's a representation of mental illness. That's what you're showing.
Because it's
With
the video
substance.
isn't
Do
good.
you know the difference?
It sounds like they're asking for something shown to them live, and yet they've denied that that's the case. So what is meant?
No, I mean, Gimpanda here is just waffling on. He's clutching at straws profusely, desperately. You know, like a practical demonstration means we need something live. No, just reference something that we can go and recreate. Reference something that everybody can see for themselves that that's what the reality actually is. That's what it's meant. You know?
I practically demonstrate.
Jeremy, see these devices that we're using right now? See when it comes to men and real people in regards to reality, see when we make claims to each other, we're duty bound to demonstrate stuff. So substances is like the things that you're using right now, the keyboard you're typing on, the screen you're looking at, the cup you're drinking out of, tangible stuff. That's how we prove to each other how things are real. Right? We don't just show videos. Come on, look. That's real.
But it is a video, Dal. We're speaking via video, aren't we? What can we show you that what's not on video?
It's a video of a false equivalence, Gimpanda. Okay? Jeremy,
If I remember correctly,
It's recorded video. It's recorded video that you
so now this is Merrick signs his debt. It's recorded video. It's recorded video. As if that means something. Listen to it. It's just hot air.
get to.
Hot air that smells of spunk.
Live video is okay. Is that right?
no, what we said at the beginning. What we said at the beginning was something that we can prove for ourselves. So proving for ourselves does not mean I can no, show me somewhere where I can take two different pressure systems, take away the barrier, and they will not equilibrate. Show me.
Sure, the bottom of a mountain and the top of a mountain.
So again, you know, Gimpanda here, you know, back to this, less mass, more mass. You know, he just keeps going round in circles, and this is their game. They just keep going round in circles, hoping to wear people down as if, and then they hope if they keep repeating it and saying it with gusto and confidence that it's somehow going to have an effect on the cult disciples who may be wavering, who may be sitting on the fence, who may be realising they're part of a religious cult. So they have to have this methodology in place to try and keep these people within the grasps of their cult.
How does that occur?
Or the fact we have expelling gas reacting
Pressure
to
without the container.
So
So
I'd like an answer to that question. How is there different pressure at the top of a mountain to the bottom of a mountain without a barrier in?
See, I'm muted. I'm trying to say, I'll answer. I've already answered. Right, and I'm going to show you a wee example you can do for yourself, which I've explained to you numerous times, Jeremy. Go to a body of water, okay? Get into the body of water, swim downwards, Jeremy, and you will notice an increase in pressure. Do you know what
I asked you a question about the top of the mountain.
See, no interference here. I'm making my point. I've not even got to the end of my point yet. And he's butting in, speaking over the top of me. Fucking bias boy here and here are doing absolutely fuck all about it. But yet when it's us that's doing it, they're quick to jump in. Again, a display of what this was actually about. And again, I've expressed it, it's only to try and give the impression of superiority to the globe cult disciples who may be starting to question it.
And then the bottom of a mountain. It has nothing to do with water.
Where's the moderators?
I've asked you. It's a simple question. Let me repeat it because you seem to.
Right here.
How is it possible? How is it possible for there to be a difference in pressure at the top of a mountain to the bottom of a mountain? Sorry, I'll mute.
He asked you a question. Answer the question about the mountains, and then.
Fanny sacks. I was in the middle of answering it. You fucking wee idiot. I was fucking answering it to him. I was being interrupted and you done fuck all about it. So don't act like I'm no fucking responding to his answer. You biased little clown. We can see right through you. You're exposed, son. You're no kidding anybody on. So whatever you thought you were going to achieve with it, it's achieved the opposite. You're a fucking absolute useless idiot.
He will respond to you about the going into the body of water. But give him an answer about the mountains question that he asked. Okay, now you can unmute Del.
Answering the question, just because it's not palatable, you let me get to the end of it, okay? So, as expressed with a body of water, it's the same with here. The higher up you go, there's less mass pushing down the top of you, less pressure. Simple.
Okay, Gimpanda.
So you're not disagreeing with my video then?
So they don't even acknowledge and accept that that's a fact of their reality. You know, they'll just jump in as if, you know, back to the video again. Oh, so you're not denying it. No, I'm denying it. Your videos are fucking absolute nonsense.
So at what point does this stop working then? I mean, if you can have a slight difference in pressure, let's say at sea level, at foot.
What's he nodding for? What's he nodding for? He's not even finished yet, and he's fucking smirking and nodding as if he's making some sort of valid point. Again, just a display of what you are, son. We see you, you're transparent, you're out in the open, you're not getting away from it, my man.
14 psi to the top of a mountain at, I don't know, 5 psi or something like that. Why do you believe that that stops at some point and then requires a barrier for there to be a difference between almost no psi and no psi? Why does that require a barrier and the mountain doesn't?
Because Jeremy, I deal with everyday reality. I look at my reality and how it actually operates. Now, in order to even have pressure in the first place, we require a container. Do you deny that?
Yes.
Again, an open display of his reality denying idiocy. How? Give me an example.
Pressure requires, atmospheric pressure requires a force acting on the atmosphere.
It's just words.
Del said,
That's just words.
You know what?
They're English words that you should understand. You know, they're coherent words, I think.
Yes, in order to even have any sort of gas, you know, contained anywhere, Jeremy, you need a container, mate. That's just, again, it's just a fact. Go to any fucking gas engineer, you know, air conditioning engineer, anybody who works with gases and enclosed systems and, you know, has to create pressure or vacuums or whatever. There's people that have to vacuum systems in order to make sure there's no leaks in them. I mean, these people exist in everyday reality. They all know what they require in order to create these things. So whatever.
It's fair, yeah.
Gimpanda is just part of a religious cult. Well, the practical world knows these things to be fundamental facts. Again, people like Gimpanda and Rhetarded and these fucking morons really need to get out of their wee cult surroundings and actually experience reality. But again, they probably don't know actual hands-on reality because, you know, they're predators. They prey upon people that are weak and in ignorance, and they probably live lives where they just depend on other people for everything. These guys probably need their arse wiped because they're just, you know, not even that hands-on.
Dell asked, no, hang on. Dell did ask for an example. Listen, guys, that is fair. Can you please replay the video from the 3 minutes and 45 second mark just so we can see that one?
Fucking sky, son.
Yeah, I know.
Again, you know, they just keep repeating as if they've made a valid point, and I just can't be bothered with it now. You know, back to the same false equivalence, yeah, again.
Objective reality is a pain in the fucking ass, isn't it?
He's laughing. He's laughing as if it's funny. He's got a wee smirk now as well. Oh, well, little ankle biters said something. We better back him up with a false laugh.
Showing videos is a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass when it doesn't agree with what I heard, does it?
Okay. Gav, did you look like you wanted to say something? Did you want to help clarify your side on that?
Yeah, but again, I would ask for the reality deniers to deny, once again, please, for everybody to hear that a container is not necessary to create pressure.
A container is not necessary to create atmospheric pressure.
Okay.
No, pressure, I'm saying pressure.
Wow.
Pressure, yes.
Why is it necessary to define it like that? Why are you playing a word game, Gavin?
Because again, Jeremy, this is how it is. You know, no appealing to some fantastical fantasy, you know, scientism, pseudoscience institution. We're talking from a real level of real people and the interactions that we have with each other. No appealing to some fallacious fantasy from some idiotic institution. So when real people are in discussions about their objective reality and we have people making claims, you know, practical people understand the reality. Practical people understand that in order to have any pressure at all, you need a container. So you've not even got a leg to stand on, son. It's just a pathetic fucking attempt.
No,
I was just more specific than you, wasn't I? You were being deliberately non-specific.
No, because that is exactly.
No, because we're coming from a realistic point of view. That's it again. Science means to explore, right? So when an individual takes that on board and actually pursues that without a need to be part of some religious cult, they go into the world and they find, you know, what's actually true. So, you know, through processes of practicality and understanding, it's a fundamental fact. In order to create any sort of pressure, you require a container. In order to create a vacuum, you require a container. You remove the containers from both these examples and they equilibrate. That's just a fact. I don't know how you can keep trying to deny it.
The point of contention that we're talking about here. That's exactly the contention that we have, that our atmosphere can exist next to a void without equilibrating. That is exactly the contentious point. So if you're holding that atmospheric pressure is apparently possible to do that because you guys believe in space, yet in lived life and direct reality, that is not possible, then you are denying reality.
Exactly.
Mountains are in
Why is Fanny Boys butting in? Fanny Boys is meant to be a moderator.
your reality. And at what point do you believe that this pressure gradient stops? Why does it stop? Why do you? We know there's a pressure gradient lower.
It stops because there must be a solid barrier up there. Gimpanda, right? So how do you know it stops? Right? You've just let the cat out of the bag here, you silly cunt.
Why do you
Question.
Go ahead.
Question to both of you. If the Earth was removed, would the atmosphere then equalize with the vacuum? Or is there a reason that
So now, idiot here's entering into mental gymnastics. If the Earth was removed, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you get a rock there or anything. The gas and what we've described to you is exactly what is going to happen.
we have a pressure gradient from space to the Earth because we have something called gravity that the Earth has. If we didn't have
No. Again, he's just asserting these things. So again, they're coming from false premises and assumptions that have never been proven. So Dick Sniffer here just invoking these things. It's just lunacy.
the Earth, would we still have the atmosphere stay where it is, Red?
No, we wouldn't.
Okay,
We
so
would
something
need-
is causing
we would
it.
need gravity.
Okay, so we need something to prevent the atmosphere from going to space. Yeah.
Hey, look, he's stuttering because he knows he's just put himself in a corner here. He has just put himself right in a corner. So we need something to stop it from going out into the vacuous empty space, right? But their contorted fantasy is that there's a magical force that's grabbing onto the gas and keeping it clung to this wee rock, right? Fanny Boys here has just put himself in a right fucking shithole, right? And admitted it, that there has to be something, right? It's just that he doesn't want to admit that it has to be something solid up there. He wants to try and act like it's a magical, mystical force.
Address that. If the Earth wasn't here,
Glad I caught that, because I didn't catch it when I was on there, or I'd have fucking pulled him right up for it.
do you think that we think that the atmosphere would just stay where it is?
Maybe I did catch it because I'm shaking my head and fucking frowning.
Or do you understand that we
So
promote that the Earth has gravity and that
See, look at him, tying himself in knots. Now he's got to resort to his narrative because he knows he's just made an absolute boo-boo. Alright? Anybody out there, capture that. Alright? What he's just fucking said.
gravity is what is causing the attraction to the atmosphere, causing it not to leak out into
Gravity is I want to run away. Oh, I'll scratch the back of my head nervously. Oh no, I've just got myself in a bit of a pickle there and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I hope nobody notices. Tough! It's been clocked, you fucking idiot.
Steve, you're already assuming things that I deny, right? So there's actually no point in us having a discussion if you're already making presuppositions that a space exists, yeah, that we're a spinning ball in space.
Yep.
There's no point in discussing further, right? We have to agree on some first principles. You can't bring, you can't.
What was that response? Just a wee nervous laughter or attempt at ridicule or something?
You can't bring presumptions into your arguments that I deny to begin with. So let's go right
Make it
back
hypothetical.
to the very start.
Forget the precept.
No,
Forget the make it a hypothetical.
Oh, hypothetical. Well, my hypotheticals is that you are an inbreed from a unicorn, space unicorn that bred with a Pluto space monkey. That's my hypothetical. If we're talking hypotheticals, there's no boundaries. If we want to get hypothetical, we can just invoke any old fucking shite, son. You know, we're not interested in hypothetical mental gymnastics. We're grounded in real reality, right? That you're trying to escape from and keep other people from. So don't hypothetical anything. Where's the boundary of how far your hypotheticals can go?
If it was the case,
why should we talk about hypothetical things?
So you cannot talk about. If you don't want to talk about hypotheticals, that's fine. You can't talk about hypothetical.
No, we're talking about reality, mate. We're talking about reality, no fantasy. I know that you're wrapped up in a world of fantasy, so you can't help it.
Just say you can't talk about
Of
hypotheticals.
course I can, but I'm here to talk about direct reality.
Exactly.
Not about hypotheticals.
Exactly.
If you ask me how does the warp drive work on
So
the
you're
Starship Enterprise,
claiming
then I would also have to say I don't fucking know, right?
So are you claiming that space doesn't exist?
Yes.
Are you claiming it does?
No,
Okay,
absolutely.
that's a claim. All right, there you go, Jim. Reds, please.
Okay, that's an interesting point.
No, Gav just doesn't believe the claim. He's just trying to switch it and shift the burden of proof with a wee underhanded tactic. Gav denies their claim, right? That's the point. So he's now quick to jump in. Oh, go me see, he made a claim, he made a claim. The claim is actually a denial of your claim. So he's trying to shift the burden. Thinks he's a sneaky fucker, but he's just no. which is why I said it's your claim.
Hold on. You guys are claiming that space exists.
Yeah.
You claim that
They
space
just claimed there was no space.
Well, can we stick to the pressure thing, please?
No, that's
See, he knows fine well it's a denial of their claim. He knows fine well it's a denial. But he's just tried to use a wee sleight of hand words, and at the heat of the moment, get Gav to say it and then jumped on it with a wee smirk in his face as if he's achieved something. Again, Steve, you know, you're not impressing anybody real. You might get your kicks and impressing lower people, but you're not capable of raising your bar and coming up against people that are above you, son, that look down upon you because you are beneath me. Right? You're just not capable. So your wee sleight of hand tactic there is just pathetic.
Let me stick to the pressure point, please. Okay? Yeah, pressure point.
That's fine. Great.
I saw what you did there.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you see, that was clever, wasn't it?
No,
So basically,
look at them. They're a wee circle jerk. Oh, come over here till I lick your arse. I hope there's some dangleberries. Nutty. Oh, lovely, Steve. Thank you for that. Taste mines. I ate blueberries. My dangleberries taste of blueberries. Do you like it? It's lovely, red retarded. Oh, I love it. Oh, after the show, we'll have an orgy of arse licking. I hope everybody has been saving their dangleberries. Yes, you can't be in our club if you shave your ass because we love dangleberries. If you wax your asshole, you can't be in our club because there'll be nothing to lick. And we love dangleberries. Oh, yes, that's how we reward each other. Fucking moron.
yeah. We had a task given by Gav. Show me something in objective reality that shows this pressure gradient going into something that has no bearing.
No, that's not what was requested. Pressure gradients yet again. We're talking about how pressure is even created in the first place. So again, we come back to direct real reality and the word science, which belongs to an individual. So when you pursue your reality, you realise, okay, I'm living in an air pressure. Oh, that's fine, okay. So what will I do? I'll pursue it further and I'll keep going. And what I'll discover is that, all right, okay. So that in order to understand my reality and what it actually is, I have to understand that, and for order for any pressure to be created in the first place, I need a container. Okay, yes. And from that, I can infer, yes, well, this reality that I'm experiencing must be contained in some way because that's my direct experience of everything else. Absolutely everything that's practical, it can be observed, tested, demonstrated. That's what it tells me. So if I'm a scientist trying to find out about what reality is, then I have to accept that, be intellectually honest and accept that, well, in order for this reality to exist the way it is in the first place, it must be contained in some way. It's just a fact. That's what happens. You're intellectually honest and you're not scared.
Which is space. And guess what? Del, stop using your asshole for your mouth and shut the fuck up for half a second.
See, wee smart laugh. Oh, I'll let my wee gimp, my ankle biter here, scratch his ego and give him a bit of, support, a bit of morale, let him build up his confidence and stuff while we mute the big scary man in the shed and let him, throw out a useless insult that nobody's impressed by apart from wee arse licker here because he likes blueberry dangleberries. Red Retarded is his favourite. He likes a blueberry.
Yeah. All right, so as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, was that as we saw in objective reality, rocket lifting off and showing the gases expanding more and more and more as it got higher and higher and higher, which is a direct consequence of less and less and less atmospheric pressure. Eventually,
see when an aeroplane at 35,000 feet lets out the exhaust at the back, it spreads out as well and it thaws. And as it thaws, it spreads out. So, I mean, what's your point exactly? What's your point? None. Oh, that's right. None. False equivalencies, fucking fallacies, idiocy left, right and centre. Face palm, dealing with fucking retards.
the atmosphere will get so thin that there will practically be no atmosphere. We're seeing this demonstrated to be the case in reality.
Look at me noddy again. Nod with a smirk in my face. Hopefully people are paying attention to me and while he's waffling utter shite, I'm going to affirm it with a nod and a smile because wee fanny sacks can't show his face. He's probably got a fucking history, right? And he would be outed because his face would be seen and then people would know what he was and they could out him for it. So then he needs Puppet here to come in and put this aspect in, this wee NLP aspect, where he's going to smirk and nod his head in an affirmative manner, as if he's offering something. Sorry, Steve, it just doesn't work here. Sorry.
But yet, for some reason, these guys deny because, oh, it's on video, therefore it doesn't count. I call
See, there's me pointing it out, right? Sitting there analysing and watching fucko here and pointing it out as it's happening.
Okay, I mean,
You're a specky prick, Steve.
Go ahead, Dale.
Go ahead,
Peter.
Did you have something? Did you have something that you wanted to?
It's because I'm dealing with fucking incompetent knobs. That's why. I've no patience for fucking stupidity. And you're just a stupid fucking bunch of knobs.
Somebody that couldn't define pressure.
Okay.
Oh, for somebody to can't defy pressure, no, it's just because I wasn't responding to your ways, son. And now, because I'm fucking insulting you and calling it to your face, you're resorting to your one wee fucking nonsense that you think you scored a point in. Because that's all you've got. Because you're a biased little fucking shit, Steve. You're no fucking funny or clever, son. You're a fucking incompetent little dick squeeze.
David,
That's all you are.
I don't know what the hell he's even saying, so it doesn't really.
Oh, no, I don't understand him. Oh, I don't have a response, so I'm just going to act like I don't understand him. Oh, you understood everything else perfectly well. Steve.
Do you want to respond to Red's? I don't want this to be.
Stop trying to model yourself on Billy Connolly. Billy Connolly would kick you right in the fucking stones, nut you, and tell you to get to fuck, and stop trying to fucking image yourself on him. It's pathetic. Get your own style, you fucking idiot. If you're going to be a follower, you know what I mean? At least try a bit harder.
It's not going to be a Steve versus Dale thing at all.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that either.
That's because you're scared. You couldn't even come and sit with me one-on-one and have a discussion. You need this wee biased setup here. You need me and Gav to have our hands tied behind our backs, tied to the ring post, blindfolded, so that you can hide behind each other and throw pathetically weak jabs.
I'll stick to what we're here to talk about. Gav, will you respond to what Red's said there?
Yeah, so first of all, what we said was demonstrate something to us practically and live life that we can do ourselves, which he hasn't done. He's shown us some rockets apparently going into an assumed space, which we deny. There is no proof for a space. You guys are making claims and you have no proof for it apart from visible images. So I don't think he's responded to the claim or responded to the request at all.
Okay,
we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get past it.
Well, let me go ahead and just respond to that. I'm not saying that rocket is going to stay in space. What I'm demonstrating with that video is that our atmosphere is next to a vacuum, and that has been demonstrated in objective reality.
Again, where, man? This is, again, it's just, you know, I'm getting bored. You know, I was annoyed with it at the time, but now I'm just fucking bored with them. I think this goes on for an hour. That I'm just going over and over and over the same shite and then I'll leave. I'm going to give it 5 minutes. You know, I've exposed fucking fanny sacks here and these 2 pamphlets and this fucking knob. Easy peasy. And again, nothing's changed. It's not going to stop people from waking up and realising what they've been fucking balling into, you know, and escaping it. It's done. Regardless of these dicks trying to fucking, you know, give each other a pat in the back and score a point for some morale. It's a pathetic attempt. Absolutely useless. Nothing's going to change. Absolutely nothing.
Now, you, sir, do you now deny objective reality, which is something that you can verify yourself? And if you're not, hang on, and if you're not...
No, I don't deny objective reality. I accept that you videoed a firework going up into the sky. Simple. A firework, son.
Denying objective reality, which has been shown to you, then please explain the contradiction that is your position.
So you've just said that you are assuming a space is a vacuum. I have no proof for that. That's a claim that you will first have to prove before you can go further.
Okay, sounds good. Can you please replay the video 3 minutes 45 seconds?
Prove to me.
So again, we will just come back to the fucking same video again. You know, he's still trying to claim it.
There is a space, a vacuum space.
Listen, look, he doesn't believe in space I think
Nobody's listening to you, Dale. Shut up.
I don't get that. Well, that's the thing. I don't give a shit whether he believes in space or not. What I'm trying to demonstrate
Oh, what was that, Steve? Ooh.
is that our atmosphere is next to a vacuum. And guess what? Whether you
It's
want to
more
call
than
that
that,
vacuum
it's
space or not is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I know that.
He actually
They do
showed
believe
me
in
that.
pressure.
I want to know.
They do believe in a pressure gradient. They've said they believe in a pressure gradient. So
What do you
why?
think space is?
I don't know. I'm not claiming the space.
Red's rhetoric has waffled on for the last 20 minutes about pressure gradients. Nothing to do with what we actually fucking stated in the first place. And he keeps continuing to waffle and refer to this video that's got nothing to do with what we requested. Nothing to do with it.
Absolutely correct. So
Oh,
can we
really?
please
So let me
progress to talk about natural science?
So let's go ahead and repeat.
Again, Gav getting annoyed because he's continually allowed to butt in, and these fucking dipshits do nothing about it.
What you guys were originally explaining, because obviously you guys must have forgotten your point in the midst of screaming. So your point whatsoever was that how can a pressurized atmosphere exist next to what you, Del, called negative pressure? By the way, no such fucking thing. And you wanted evidence of this. So I showed you evidence of our atmosphere existing next to what.
So there is pressure in the vacuum then? Is that what you're claiming now, Red's retarded? It's your claim, son. Are you now going against your belief system that the vacuum is pressurised? Huh? Is that what you're telling us? Zero pressure is what I understand a vacuum. No pressure. I mean, is he now denying that? I mean, fuck me.
You called negative pressure, Del. So my advice is this: if you don't want your own words shut
See, I'm being muted while he's allowed to continue talking.
up your ass, I'll recommend you remember them next time.
He's got gusto. He's got a real beanie's bonnet. They've all got a bean in their bonnet because every time they come up against us or me, they just fail pathetically. And it's been building up for 3 years, and they've never scored any points whatsoever. That's why all we ever get is slanderous hit piece videos, sleight of hand, weak, pathetic pish, never face-to-face discussion, constantly had their arse handed to them on a fucking plate, and now they've got wee ankle biter poodle here. That's the best they've got. A wee ankle biter, a wee poodle. Right? That's it. Man. If that's your measurable scientific proof that when somebody asks for a practical demonstration and you show a video of a wee fucking light in the fucking sky, you're beyond help, son. You're an incompetent, delusional moron. Right?
That light grew fairly big, didn't it?
What?
That light grew fairly big. It's almost as if the glass was expanding due to a lack of atmosphere, which debunks your bullshit. I loved it.
Again, Red's retarded. I suggest that you go out and watch one of these aeroplanes that have got a big fucking gaseous chemtrail coming out the back of it and observe what actually happens. You fucking moron.
This game, let's play some more.
The gas is expanding to equilibrium with the fucking surrounding gas. Exactly.
Exactly. And if you kept going, what the fuck is going to...
See? Exactly. I know. And if you kept going, what the fuck? No, don't go back to your assumptions. You've just admitted that's what's happening with the gas that's coming out the back of the firework. It's surrounded by other gas, and it's finding its equilibrium in the gas. Right? Nothing to do with what we actually fucking asked for. Nothing.
What's going to happen?
Nothing. They're not going to go to a vacuum.
Okay, so apparently a grade that continuously gets less and less and less is not going to eventually equal a vacuum. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yes.
That seems to be.
Gav, you have a college education. Please correct your friend here.
He's appealing to Gav as if he's made some sort of valid point. Again, just like Steve Elliott, just put yourself right in the shit. I've just says to him, the gas is expanding because it's finding its equilibrium amongst the gas, and his response is exactly. And if you keep going, it's going to get a vacuum. Oh, I've got no proof of that, but I'm just going to keep asserting it as if it's real.
No, my friend is absolutely correct. you guys are, again, you're assuming things and you're presuming that there's a space and a vacuum, and you're
Why are you butting in, fucko? Gav speaking, you ignorant prick. Hypocrite. Total hypocrite.
not representing the claims.
Again,
So
We're not
let's
arguing
move
about
to
it.
something else. Let's talk about
No,
something
let's
else.
not. The atmospheric pressure
Let's
gradient.
talk about water. Let's talk about bendy water. Show me some practical
we'll do that in a
demonstration
minute.
of curved water, please. Yeah. Oh, great.
hang on, Gav.
I'm
Hang on,
looking
Gav. Hang
forward
on,
to
Gav.
that
Go
one.
ahead, Jim. Go ahead, Jim.
The atmospheric pressure gradient is well understood. It's well known. We can all experience it. All we have to do is drive up a hill and our ears pop. We know the effects of pressure.
Exactly. He's been careful. He's trying to be careful. He doesn't fuck himself up like Steve's done and Red's Retarded's already done.
These are things that we do experience in reality. And if there can be a difference in pressure between the bottom of a mountain and the top of a mountain, and we know that that continues as far as, at least as far as the aircraft that we travel
Look at
on
Fanny
go.
Boss here. Yes, more reaffirming, as if Gimpanda's making some sort of valid point. We've been over and over and over it again. I'm already bored with it. Bye. Oh dear. Fuck me, man. I can't believe I had to relive that fucking utter bullshit, man. I'm not even going to go any further with it because I think in 5 minutes' time I just get fed up with it, start calling them wankers and fuck off. So again, you know, it's fucking patently obvious what these fucking dipshits are about. Anybody who is influenced by any of these fucking morons, you're weak, right? You really are beyond helping. Anybody who, you know, who's associated with us or anything and you were affected or influenced by any of that, from their part, you need to have a fucking word with yourself, honestly, right? It's fucking blatantly obvious. There's no need to keep going on. It just goes on for another half an hour, the same shite. And apparently, you know, from what I've heard, that's a victory. A victory for the globe. Oh, I suppose we all better run away then. I suppose now there is no question to be asked. Yeah, is everybody here? Are we all back at the globe now? No, we're no away. Fuck's sake, man. Exactly, Nicholas Brown. Hey Dale, you at least proved he isn't a man of science and does not know certain laws of nature. Exactly, Nicholas Brown. They're not interested in the real world. They want to keep people away from the real world. They want people away from being empowered, from adopting science as a personal pursuit of, you know, an empowered individual. And the word science meaning to explore the natural world, or what you call the natural world, and what it has to offer and how it actually operates, and what you can then formulate and put to use to benefit you or whoever else, which is why we have technologies and all these things, which is based on an understanding of substance-based reality. Oh dear. It's been a long song. Given belief, can we have more victories for the globe to analyse, please? Exactly. But again, I have to reiterate this, you know, as you say, you know, I expressed my contempt and the whole bollocks. I've got all the emails there about Gav, because he was the one that had the interactions. No mention of Gimpanda and any of these fucking people. So I made the decision and I spoke to Gav. Look, at the end of the day, all it's going to do is offer us fuel. It's just going to offer us material that we can tear apart and show their fucking stupidity, which was easy. It's done. Do you know what I mean? Hope for truth. Play the very last minute of the video, Gel, and see them all pat each other in the back. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. You know, they'll be off to lick dangleberries, right out of each other's hoops. No, I'm not playing any merry at me. I can't be fucking bothered with them. They're irrelevant. It changes absolutely nothing. They can run about patting each other and licking the dangleberries for each other's arse. Nothing's going to change. The Earth's still not a nature-defying sphere pair. No part mustard they canny. This is what I'm saying. You know, they're acting, you know, we even went to their fucking backyard and they had to tie us up and put us in a fucking corner. This platform's been opened way much longer than theirs has. We'll be waiting endlessly for one of them to come and have a one-to-one discussion. They're incapable. We've seen it from the other lesser lick spittles like Baggy Hoop and these other wee buddies. We've had Gimpanda. You know, they're incapable. They don't know how to. And when they can't get their own way, they snipe the hangout and play porn and all that stuff to try and get your channel shut down because they're weak. My only real, you know, annoyance with myself is that, you know, I've contributed to them gaining some sort of monetary aspect, you know, because they had quite a large viewing audience, which is probably, you know, the majority of people that come here, and that they may have benefited in that in some way because they are monetized. But at the end of the day, you know, as I say to Gav, look, the opportunity is just going to be for me to fucking get material to rip the piss out of them. And they gave me it in abundance. I can't thank them enough. Execrated red dangleberries sounds painful. I think they would be tasty to them though, you know. Oh, what's going on? Let's see, we've got, where's this happening? Annabelle. Annabelle, what's Annabelle up to? Annabelle, I hope you're not here as part of that absolute nonsense. That's a fucking embarrassment for your cult. You better realise that it's a death throes. Again, more signs of it. Right? Nothing's changing. We're not going anywhere. Yes, it does make her look like a seriously pathetic gimp, because that's what they are. Yes, Maggie, really quite sad and pathetic, I would agree. Yep, beyond belief, she is a cult fanatic. It's probably not even a she. Eaten alive by a load of social misfits. Lol, 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 lol. Your wee gimp crew have just been eaten alive and spat out. Now I'm going to stone on them. Right, that's all they're worth. West Coast Wisdom beyond the magic curve. It's been a wee crowded in here earlier with ballers, lol, showing the door. Nah, well, let them carry on. Again, they can keep protesting. They can keep stamping their feet like spoiled little, you know, fucking overprivileged children all they like. Real people are not going anywhere. They're just not going to go away. The damage is done. Cat's out the bag. Religion's over. Sorry. Russian vids. I seen your relink Russian vids, and you misunderstood. You know, you started to analyse it like, you know, we were there to have some sort of, you know, calm, rational debate. That's just not why we were there. You need to understand motive and incentive before you make these videos. You know, as I've expressed and displayed, you know, why we actually went in there, or why I chose to actually get in there, because, as I say, I have the comment thread saved at the sidebar of when I first went and expressed exactly what my issues were with this whole fucking nonsense. So, but anyway, you know, I appreciate, you know, people, you know, do analytical videos and have your opinions, whatever you like, you know, but, you know, the truth's the truth. Nothing changes. Objective reality is what it is. Who gives a fuck? Tony Dixon, the vacuum within their heads is contained by their thick skulls. No, apparently to them, you know, you don't need this container, this vessel to have pressure. You don't need lungs, or the walls of the lungs are fuck all like that. No, they deny that reality. You know, you can take the skeletal frame away and all the, you know, the walls of your skin and your blood vessels and your veins, and everything just stays there because there's magic in there. Yeah, exactly, Stephen Crumley. You know, we've got to get back to the globe now. Water bends. You don't need containers to create pressure. All we need is a video of a fucking firework in the sky, and Red's Retarded has solved the whole thing. I love it. This is the attitude, people. Just keep up the fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Give it to them. They're not going anywhere. Get fucking used to it. Keep it up, people. The more they push, the more it fuses. It's a win-win situation. All they had was their wee psychological games where they thought they were going to make us go, oh, my fuses, you can't handle it. Is that it? Is that your weapon? Oh no! That's right, Annabelle. That's right. Oh, do you not like it? Sorry. It's going to continue. And it doesn't matter if it's not me that's continuing it. There's so many other people now with a great attitude that are just going to carry it forward. Oh dear, can't stop the ball rolling. Oh dear. Meryl, check out this channel, Annabelle P. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right, Annabelle. I'm a funny cunt. That is comedy gold. You can't deal with it. I'm looking at Annabelle's channel. Simple pleasures. Spring is here. Some middle-aged dipshit, right? That's all full of fluff. Oh, look at my dogs and look at my cow. Winter in Sussex. Last days of summer. Look at my plate of food. Oh, I'm a social media dipshit. Look at my plate of food. Look at my face with my windswept hair in the wilderness and the flowers and the cowsies and stuff. My head's all floating about in the clouds and I live on an nature-defying sphere pair. I'm so insignificant but full of fluffy loveness. Annabelle, you're pathetic, Ken. Run along. Aye, sheeps and neeps, exactly. Annabelle, you filmed the level water and the fucking flat level horizon, and you're just too fucking stupid to even realise it. Because you're part of a religious cult, and you watch too much telly, and you take your information from the TV, and you see wee pretty pictures, and you just deny your reality because the TV's telling you different. Annabelle and people like you, your mentality is over. It's a new era now. You have to move aside or you're going to be fucking steamrollered. Sorry, your choice is yours, you've been warned. It's the ignorance of these people, they're actually looking at it every fucking day. Big fucking straight level line, flat fucking water, no a fucking curve in sight anywhere detectable at all. Oh, it's a ball. Hey, where are you getting that from, Annabelle? I see it on the TV. Look at my pretty hair, my flibbers. Fuck me, man. You are comedy gold. Flat enough, they were desperate in one of their recent shows. They're always desperate. These people just live on the edge of desperation continually. Where the producer came in to the rescue towards the end. I don't doubt it. You know, you've seen it there. They tied themselves up in knots a couple of times, as I've just pointed out. You know, so. Aye, Red's retarded. That's right, Annabelle. Cackling. It's a new era. Look at that. Look at the eyes. Determination. Wow. It's not going to be broke. I know, Annabelle, I'm so triggered. You're just, Annabelle, you don't even realise that you're just continually offering me material to rip the piss at you. Right? It's not me that's triggered. You're the one that's here begging for attention, and I'm giving you attention. And now you want to play the victim and all that stuff. You're just twisted in your own psyche. You're mental. You're probably a wino, a middle-aged wino. I've had plenty of experience of that. I grew up with it. Middle-aged wino, Fruit Loop. Annabelle, you're the focus of attention. Stop getting the material. Right? I can't help myself. It's like a comedian on the stage. If you're willing to have the piss ripped at you, I'm just going to keep using you as a focus of attention. Right? This is part of the showmanship, where I rip the piss. Bit of comedy. Maybe TP, maybe she does fancy me. And this is a desperate attempt. Right? I'm not into you, Annabelle, I'm sorry. It's no called bullying. It's no called bullying. Annabelle didn't have to come here. Annabelle wasn't invited. Annabelle's pushed her way in here. I never invited her. She is a reality denier. They're part of a religious cult, so they deserve it. Right? I don't know if you're aware, if you want to see bullying and attempts at psychological manipulation, intimidation, gaslighting, look at my whole history and what I've had to put up with. Go to every single video, look at every comment section. Do you want me to show you everything I've got saved on the hard drives? Everything through Facebook, through the phone, through the fucking YouTube. I mean, are you daft? Are you daft? The only bullying that's been attempted is an hour coming towards us. I never set out asking these people to come and push their face into my face. I mind my own fucking business. They come and continually try and push their neb into mine because they know it's a threat. So, live and let live. Let me go on with it. And I'll no bother with you. If you continue to come to me, I'm going to have an issue with you. Are you one of these flowers? Oh, turn you the cheek. No, that's not what happens here. I don't turn cheeks. I've only got two. So if I turn my cheek twice, I've got none left to turn. Cheers, Andy Taylor. And again, you know, this talk of bullying, we're on a screen, right? A screen. We don't even know if Annabelle's a real fucking person. You can't trust anything on this fucking thing, right? Bullying to me is when somebody's in my physical presence and I'm continually psychologically intimidating them and bullying them and coercing them and physically abusing them. That's what I call bullying. This is just a nice word they try and put up there to stop you from going, fuck you, and having a no-nonsense, get it up you attitude, which is not going to be quashed. So they can keep trying it. Again, this has now been on 2 years. I've told them numerous amounts of times, their games aren't going to work. They're too fucking stupid. They don't have anything else. Right, so as I say, that's that nonsense dealt with. I didn't have anything else planned. I don't know if I'd get any wee messages coming through the phone. Cunts, exactly, whoever that is. Heads or tails for that 100 quid dealt. So no, I never intended opening up. Obviously, I'm just here on my Jack Jones tonight. So I've not got any way of dealing with any of that stuff. So the only other option that people have is the 2 seconds, sorry. Sorry, the wheeze in 2 seconds, people. How do Dale and Garth? Thanks for exposing those dumb motherfuckers on their moronic, pathetic podcast the other night. The shithead in the bottom right of the screen trying to play moderator was dealing with a rigged deck and knew it, so by default is a dick. Exactly. I mean, again, I appreciate it, and it's so good to know that people have got crystal clear perception and can see exactly what's going on. Again, this is again part of their hubris that blinds them from, you know, realising that people are waking up now. People are becoming discerning. They can see through this fucking shit. And the wannabe Gandalf in the bottom left is as crooked as they come. As for the dynamic duo, the classic moment was when he showed his bendy water video. Like, I wasn't even there. I can only imagine that it's some fucking, you know, cherry picked. Oh, look at this, it's a bit of refraction, but I'm going to claim it's a bendy body of water. Although I know that liquids have not got the capabilities of bending unless it's a waterfall when it's flowing. So this is where they don't start from first principles and a proper grounding before they set out and even get into any observations. They first have to establish the physics of the very thing that they're looking over. So when we're looking across a body of water, we understand the physics of liquid and how it actually works, so that then you can incorporate into that whatever you're looking at. You know, you know for a fact that it's level from one point to the other point. So then if you're having your observations, you can then start to build from that. But again, we don't have an exacting science on perspective, perception, and what's actually going on with our eyes, especially with things at distance and over bodies of water. It's a very grey area with nothing exacting. That's why there's so many contradictory videos everywhere. One person gets this video, another person gets this result. It's inconclusive and it's pointless. But that's why they continually focus on it. And in particular, the Globe continually focuses on straight out observation, right? Because they know there's an issue in the effects that goes on here at the vanishing point and the mirage points and the limits of perspective based on scale compared to your size and blah, 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 blah. What they never focus on, what they try and avoid every possible way they can, is left to right. Because a horizon, if you're on a globe, your horizon is the outside line of said globe. Now, they know for a fact that there must be curvature. You'll hear them saying, it's only 1 degree, it's very minute, but there's a percentage of feet that has to be attributed to 1 degree. 1 degree is 60 miles. So that from point A to point B, there has to be a drop in elevation from one point to the other, and over 60 miles, it's hundreds of feet. Now, anybody can go. You can take a 30-mile distance, which is half a degree, which is still hundreds of feet from one point to the other. That's the outside line of the supposed globe you're looking at. That should be measurable. It should be perceptible, but it's not. Doesn't matter how much span you have in your vision. You can have that 60-mile span. You can put a straight level edge up to that and it will be perfectly aligned with your straight level edge. There is no curve. All right? The horizon should be the outside line of the globe. All right? So it has to curve. It doesn't curve, which is why you then get them using sophist tactics. Oh, but locally it looks flat. It's just beyond that bit. Bullshit. They've got mathematics that go, mathematical measurement of the supposed sphere. 1 degree, 60 miles. Half a degree, 30 miles. Point A, point B, there must be a decrease in elevation between those 2 points. No, you don't need height, observer height. Doesn't come into it. Doesn't come into it. Which is why they put such a focus of attention on this straight out observation pish. And it's always across water, right? Because they know there's issues with water and the gas and the water, and especially as it gets right down to that point of contact, right? So that's what they're playing on. It's sophistry. Just take your attention away from that crap, because all you're going to get is them continually coming back and forward and dragging people into this. Oh, I don't know, because this one shows that and that shows that, and it's inconclusive. What's no inconclusive is left to right. Left to right, straight edge. Always a fucking perfect parallel, straight line. Everywhere you go. No way to escape it. They know that. That's why they don't want to go there. Fuck them. Jay Savoy, Beyond Magic Cover, I wrote a flat air song and I mentioned you in it. They'll check your YouTube messages. I will do. Jay Savoy, have you got it on? Have you got a channel? I'm just checking just now. No, uploads. I'll check my messages out, bud, once I'm finished here. So again, people, listen to what I'm saying about this left to right issue. Think about it. Think about the horizon and what it would mean on a globe, because your horizon would be the outside surface of the fucking globe. Everywhere you turn would have to match the globe, right? There would have to be curve on it. It's not there. It's not there. Anybody can go and recreate this. It's not going to be inconclusive. You're not going to get varying results. All you're going to get is a desperate attempt to try and sweep it away with words. Everybody, go out. If you've got a fucking camera, identify 2 points, get the distance between them, get it on camera, put a straight edge up to it. Fucking flat as a pancake. Do it over water. Right? Bloody stickler and water, excellent, mate. Did you use it then? That's what I meant to say. Again, this whole issue with the prop and the 100 quid, if anybody can achieve it, you see again that it's a great buffer. It's a great way of interacting with people because it's indirect and it's a laugh, you know, where people are getting the opportunity to win £100 and you can make your point and you're not telling them stuff. You're not saying, you'll be lighty and I've got the answers and I'm going to tell you. You're just offering up an indirect, you know, engagement with these people, showing them direct reality, showing them a substance, and then ask them the questions, why can you not achieve it? And they're going to see it, as you heard today. You know, you heard it from people who are classed as lower working class, and you heard it from other people, you know, outside the university. It doesn't matter. Through all walks of life, they're going to say the same thing. They're going to resort back to their direct experience of reality and say, because water can't bend. Simple. So that's why I do it. It's why I've always done any of these activism things. Use the prop. Use these things. So it's great to hear that, you know, it worked for you, mate. Glad to hear it. Because there's no argument, because you're not telling them something. You're letting them figure it out for themselves, which is much more powerful. Rock vibrations, it's a practical example of things they already know. Brilliant, exactly. That's it. They already know it. You know? And again, it doesn't matter what walk of life. From what's classed as a lower class to middle class, whatever. You know, lower class people who would be said they don't have an education, they're just ruffians. What response are you getting? Water doesn't behave like that. Exactly. Jamie Brown, you're completely flat. When I went up to the second floor on the Eiffel Tower, you can see over 30 miles in front of you. So left to right equals 60 miles, should be 2,400 feet of curve. There's none. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. And I see that you're, you know, shouting about that, this left to right aspect. Keep shouting about it, and anybody involved in it, keep using that, because it's detrimental to the fucking globe, right? Along with water, it just destroys it. All they have is just waffle. Oh, aye, but let me cut an orange so that I take the curved bit off and I create a flat surface and then say, look, this is how you see on a flat surface around you. Exactly, Roger Baker. There's nothing measurable about the globe, nothing practical. It's just a joke. And again, it can't even be debated. The people that are entering into debates, you have to ask what's actually going on, right? Because it's not a debate. There is no debate in terms of objective reality. There only is claims and practical demonstrations to support or falsify. That's it. Tony Dixon, bodies of water cannot hold permanent convexity on their surface. Case closed. Why can't these sophist clowns grasp this simple and objective fact? Because they're sophists, Tony, that's it. You know, they're just going to keep going, you know, because that's what their duty is. So fuck them. Just focus in the real world. Fuck these idiots online. Fuck them. They don't have any power in the real world. They're fucked. Right? Just use the opportunities to interact with real people. Any possibility, any chance you get, interact with them. Use whatever tools you need to be indirect, to be non-confrontational. Simple. Beyond the imaginary curve, West Coast wisdom, beyond the imaginary curve, but to be accurate, you can only see on the front axis, although apparently the side axis can be measured in various ways. I don't get what you mean there, but to be accurate, you can only see on the front axis. What do you mean? Straight out? That's what they focus on. I'm talking about left to right. You have a wider scope from left to right. It's a straight horizontal fucking line. Between two land masses, there has to be a decrease in elevation. It's a fucking globe. It has to be detectable. It's not. I don't really know what you're meaning there, to be honest with you. I can only apologise. Jared Buto, tell you what beyond the magic curve. Let us know when you understand geometry. How's that for a start? What are you talking about, Jared? You know, let me know when you understand actual reality. Anything with shape and substance to it can be measured. You fud. Hello? Hello? No. But when you turn on the axis, but agree the difference should be measurable, this is buying into their mental gymnastics. This is what I'm saying. Go and look at their diagrams of how they try and see this shite, right? They'll get a round ball and then they'll cut the top off it so they create a flat surface. And then they'll say, look, when you look around you 360 degrees, you see flat, right? But the horizon has to have curvature to it. It's the outside line of the supposed globe. It has to be there. It's simple. Just think about it. If you're identifying a landmass here and a landmass here, right, you get 2 points. There has to be curve between the 2 points. It has to be. It's a globe. It's curving in every direction. So if you identify a landmass here and a landmass here, there has to be a decrease in elevation, right? So if that's your landmass that you're looking at, that's aligned with you on your axis point, right? If there's a landmass here to the left, as you looked at it, it should be lower in its elevation from this one. It has to curve downwards. Just don't let their bollocks contort your understanding of what you should and shouldn't be seeing. Yeah, so you agree, so you need 2 observers to demonstrate that. One alone cannot see in 2 directions at once. As you turn, the axis changes. That's why I said about an equilateral triangle. Again, think about it. If they're telling you that you're looking straight out a ship in front of you, going over a curve, right? So your point A, the ship is B, and the other observer is C, okay, in your equilateral triangle, right? So if they're telling you at 12 miles, you're seeing this going over a curvature. What's the curvature over 12 miles? Okay, you get that in first of all. Observer C, who can see both of you, must be able to perceive a curve from left to right. Must. Well, I can only apologise. You know, I can't get anybody on because I'm here myself, and I've been on for 2.5 hours. Exactly, West Coast. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, if somebody talking about geometry, apply it. Equilateral triangle. Think about it. What should actually be seen here, right? Beyond belief. Learn the manipulative tools and language of deceivers and use that knowledge with your intent to empower others. Get their attention and encourage the individual to empower themselves. Absolutely spot on, mate. That's what this is about. This is what it's about for me, purely and simply. Can you imagine a curve Russian vids wants to join you? I've not got any way achieving that. Usually, you know, I'm depending on Marshall for that, but Marshall's had things to deal with, so you know, I'm here on my own. As I say, it's been now on 3 years, but I'm going to be back on again. I'll obviously be back at the weekend. People are free to join then. You know, you're more than welcome. I can only apologise that I don't have that open to me tonight. So, Spurs Chemo, absolutely correct, Dale. You know what you're talking about. Keep teaching. Well, I'm just going to keep speaking it, and if people can get into it, then excellent. Danny G, nice to see you there, man. Madeline Wisby. Oh, Strangers Thing, thank you, Dale. You're a true believer. No, I'm not a believer. I'm a knower, true knower. Yeah, I try again, Russian, as I say. I just don't have the facility to send emails and stuff, and I'll tie myself in knots. You know, I'm a technical fucking retard when it comes to computers, so that's why, you know, I appreciate Marshall so much because he deals with a lot of that, and you know, and Des obviously as well with the links and whatever else. So he's a welcome on Saturday. It's no big deal, you know. I would only be cutting time short for anybody coming on tonight anyway because I'm going to be getting off shortly. The proof, what happens when you approve wrong, Dale? Well, if anybody's getting anything to offer, then I accept it, you know. But there's a criteria to what I'm going to accept, and the Globe just can't fulfil it. So, by all means, I believed I lived on a Globe, and then I was intellectually honest enough to abandon it and stand in a position of saying, I don't know what the full dimensions of the Earth are. So don't act like, you know, I've got some sort of preference or bias for it not to be a globe. I couldn't give a fuck. I believed it was a globe. A ball is madness. If we have hills, valleys, dips, and so on, water is a true leveler. Cunts, low life sinner. Exactly, mate. We determine heights, you know, based on that level. That is the great leveler. Hi Dale, Timmy Osmond going live when you finish. Want to join? No spanks. Timmy Osmond's a fucking absolute reprobate. And a Bellstone cucumber. Right, people. Thank you very much. Again, you know, forget these fucking morons. Pay them the attention. Whatever they're up to online, it's just a pathetic attempt. Weakness. Focus your attention on real people and your everyday experience. That's where the power lies. No on this fucking bullshit. Right? So, appreciated as always. All the moderators, whoever's there. I don't know if I've even seen any moderators on the night. But much appreciated, people. Take it easy.